What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? It's your boy, Luciferian Prince, coming at y'all once again. Welcome. Um, to note, on my previous videos, I had the echo feature on my sound card. It was up for a little bit. It's just slight echo. It wasn't all the way up, but just enough. So I took it off during this video. So you should hear me perfectly clear, pristine, no problems, no errors, whatever. I listened to it. It came out perfectly fine, but it is what it is. That's neither here nor there. But if you're watching this video around children, I ask that you remove them from your immediate vicinity, as my videos are not for children. Let's get that straight. The sole purpose of my videos for informational and educational purposes only. Now, anything I say on my video does not constitute legal advice, nor does it constitute anything anti-government. Sole purposes for informational and educational purposes only. Simple as that. So, I posted a video on my channel in regards to let's see. It was about something that I think a lot of people need to pay close attention to. And it was a TikTok short, but I did a little bit more research on it because I was following little snippets of it throughout the day yesterday, being the 3rd of February. And something is very important that's on the rise that I think a lot of people need to be aware of. And what I will tell you is that Donald Trump ain't playing games with this country, man. And I'm independent as far as political goes, but I want people to understand one very significant fundamental thing about what's going on in this country right now. And I'm going to read it. Now, the short is on my post, on my community, as far as my shorts is concerned, but I'm going to go in depth with this because I feel like you need to know about this as far as being my viewers and being well informed. And of course, the media is not going to ever try to inform you about anything. The media is biased above and all else. It's biased, but it's actually controlled through bias. So it's never going to give you a proper consensus on things, which is the reason why many people rely on alternative forms of media as opposed to mainstream media, because mainstream media is going to be biased all the way around the board. But me as an independent, I think for myself. Simple as that. Now, what we want to understand is what I actually put up there on the TikTok short is an executive order that Trump passed yesterday. And it was talking about a plan to establish a United States sovereign wealth fund. Now, before people think I'm joking, it's blurred a little bit because the color backdrop on my printer when I printed it out was too much color, so I took it out. But you can look it up yourself. It's a plan for establishing a United States sovereign wealth fund. You see what I'm saying? Now, what people will not tell you about the sovereign wealth fund as opposed to a centralized Federal Reserve, fractional reserve banking system. Let's not say federal because ain't shit federal about it. But let's talk about it. The countries overseas, like in certain parts of Europe, and I'm going to use Norway, so to speak. Norway uses majority of its resources that they use as far as what many people in the United States, the tax burden is on the people of the United States to take care of other people. We're just going to say other people and other interests. As opposed to Norway's economy, where Norway takes their taxation and their expenses and they redistribute the wealth to the people. Now, this is what Trump is actually proposing to execute here in the United States, which is going to take the power away from the Treasury. Now, I don't think that people heard about Elon Musk and his team getting access to the Treasury Department's payment information. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, late last month, I should say, but late last month, in his first week of office, he wanted to dismantle the IRS. People, I don't think y'all know that this is great fucking news, man. This is awesome. Is it going to happen overnight? No, of course not. But I'm just informing you from a general standpoint of education, just informing you that this is what is planned and proposed to do. Now, going back to Norway, with the individuals who actually have the wealth redistributed into their country, we're talking about billions upon billions of dollars that stand within their country's borders. Per capita, Norway literally has enough GDP to basically provide for each and every one of its citizens in its borders up to $327,000 USD. That's per individual that the government has available for the people that live in the borders of Norway. United States of America does not have that. We have the people who are literally reaping through slavery. Not only are they reaping through slavery, they're being overtaxed, overworked, underpaid. It's just totally undistributed, you know what I'm saying, amongst the population of people. And we, the people, are being robbed at every angle. As opposed to other countries who basically look out for their country's best interest. America is a third world country. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Yes, they can cover it with dross. They can try to code it however they want, put it on media. America is a fucking shithole, bro. And anyone who disagrees with me, you go ahead and keep subsisting in that bullshit state of mind that this is the best country in the world. We clearly saw that at the turn of 2025. You know what I'm saying? Where other countries, when they had the TikTok ban, and TikTok was actually showing people like, yo, y'all living over there like y'all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? People in China is basically like, we got free healthcare. You know what I'm saying? People, countries like, I just mentioned Norway, you know what I'm saying? Countries like Sweden, they got free education. People aren't dealing with debt. People are not living like you think. We're all living in the United States. And what the administration that's happening now is trying to reverse that shit. You see what I'm saying? Trump is literally getting on these people's ass, man. Irrespective of what people may think, just look at the proposal of the order. Now, I'm going to read this. I'm going to let you be the judge and determiner of your own consciousness. But this is what was proposed. I'm going to read it. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, and in order to promote the long-term financial health and international leadership of the United States, it is hereby ordered. Okay? Section 1, policy and purpose. It is the policy of the United States to maximize the stewardship of our national wealth for the sole benefit of American citizens. Period. Just started off the bat. You know what I'm saying? To this end, it is the interest of the American people that the federal government establish a sovereign wealth fund to promote fiscal sustainability, lessen the burden of taxes on American families, as I just said, and small businesses, establish economic security for future generations, and promote United States economic and strategic leadership internationally. Number 2, Sovereign Wealth Fund. The Secretary of the Treasury and the Secretary of Commerce, in close coordination with the Assistant of the President for Economic Policy, shall develop a plan for the establishment of a sovereign wealth fund consistent with Section 1. I try to say consistent and section at the same time. Consistent with Section 1 of this order. The Secretary of the Treasury and the Secretary of Commerce shall jointly submit this plan to the President within 90 days of the date of this order. This is past February 3rd. So it's countdown, people. It's day 89. It's February 4th. Such plan shall include recommendation for funding mechanisms, investment strategies, fund structure, and a governance model. The plan shall also include an evaluation of the legal considerations for establishing and managing such a fund, including any need for legislation. Section 3, General Provisions. Nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect 1. The authority granted by law to an executive department or agency or the head thereof. Or 2. The functions of the Director of the Office of Management and Budget relating to budgetary, administrative, or legislative proposals. B. This order shall be implemented consistent with applicable law and subject to the availability of appropriations. C. This order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit, substantive or procedural, enforceable at law or in equity, or by any party against the United States, its department, agencies, or entities, its officers, employees, or agents, or any other person. Signed, the White House, February 3rd, 2025. So, people, this is what they do not want the vast majority of Americans to know about. Now, if you will, I ask people who view my content, share on different platforms. Spread the awareness. Don't just limit. See, I post content on YouTube, but it's for my viewers and my subscribers to aid and assist, to basically put it out there. You see what I'm saying? Because once you're aware of what's being actually underway, everybody that's socially uninclined to understanding the political and ethical procedures that are necessary in order for this to take place will get out of their bias. See, everyone wants to judge, Trump's this, Trump's that. To be honest with you, no real American citizen can really understand what position that this individual is in. Now, anyone who says anything on the opposite end of the spectrum, I will say this. As an independent, you just went and endured 4 years of bullshit. You endured 4 years of bullshit and nobody said a fucking word socially. You see what I'm saying? If indeed, let's just say, the administration itself would have been Kamala Harris, y'all be fucked, man. This man signed more executive orders in 7 days than these individuals ever even tried to even propose in 4 years. And people have a problem with that. You know why I know people have a problem with that? Because the vast majority of Americans are ignorant of political processes. They're ignorant as fuck. They're so quick to judge political processes, but don't know that things have to take effect. So when Trump came in and started signing all of the executive orders, all of this is doing nothing more than reconstructing and reframing the bullshit that we have endured for the past 8 fucking years. Socially, I'm independent. So let's get that straight before anybody think I'm on anybody's side. I'm on the side of common fucking sense. Okay? I'm on the side of common sense. Who the fuck is comfortable with spending $12 for a carton of eggs? Who the fuck's comfortable with that? But unfortunately, a lot of people really are. When you have to understand that this is a reconstructive sense of the presidency. We're not even 60 days in yet. We ain't even 45 days in yet. But you have to understand if this individual is saying it's a plan for establishing a united sovereign wealth fund, that means all the citizenry, as a part of being a part of this quote unquote corporate construct, you will not be taxed. You will be actually alleviated from taxation. So for all you idiots out there that keep thinking paying taxes is a good thing, what benefit have you received from paying taxes? Ask yourself that fucking question. If you receive any benefit from paying taxes, I would like for you to put that shit in the comment section. And for people who sit here and talk about, oh, well, you know, this is how we get our roads built. No, the fuck you don't. For all you people that drive vehicles, you're getting taxed. You're fucking paying taxes on using your own shit is paying for those roads. The gas tax takes care of that shit. And then not only that, your annual fees for your vehicle, renew, registration, all that shit paid for them roads. So miss you with that shit. Every time you got to renew your registration, who you pay it to? A department. Department of what? Motor vehicle. Everything you pay to the Department of Motor Vehicle is specifically used for taxation for that purpose, for the Department of Motor Vehicle. Simple as that. That shit don't come out your check. Well, it kind of does, but you have to reconvey it and you have to send it to them. So now you're getting doubly taxed. But then when you say stuff like this to people, they think that they're doing the government a benefit. You ain't doing the government a motherfucking benefit by paying taxes. Am I tax protesting? Fuck no. Am I a person who pays taxes? No, because I revoked my election to it. Because it's a voluntary system. They even tell you in their own law it's voluntary. See what I'm saying? So if they tell you it's voluntary, withdraw consent. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing these people no business, because when it comes down to imposts, duties, and excise taxes, that's all the revenue the country needs to run. Everything in your house comes from damn near from another place. That's all the revenue needs to run. But if they can increase the GDP, the distribution for other countries to do business in this country, they need somebody to bear the burden, i.e. the American people. Simple as that. The citizenry are held as collateral to finance the Chapter 11 reorganization expenses from 1933. So for anybody who got something to say, understand that I do study history. And I'm not on no political side because I'm an independent. But at the same token, this is a business, people. This is not for you. You thinking that they're working for you. No, they're working for the interest of the business. But just like every other corporation, when you increase worker morale, what happens? You get the best out of the population, the people who work for you. Am I lying? See what I'm saying? When they're telling you, oh, well, you ain't going to get taxed on overtime. That should be a fucking relief for some of y'all. You getting taxed on overtime? Don't y'all think that's a little bit egregious? I do. But then you got people on the opposite end of the spectrum. The wealthy don't pay taxes. The people who make 6-7 figures and above don't pay taxes. They get cuts. So if they're getting cut, who's picking up the slack? Yo, dumb ass. Still believing you are a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. You're not. You are nothing more than a small wheel in the economic mechanism to keep shit rolling. Now, this individual that signed this executive order is saying, I want to put that shit back in the people. But you know what's very scary about that, though? We haven't seen this since the president like JFK. That's the scary part about it. Real talk. That's the scary part about it. Now, we all know how that turned out. Now, I'm not saying nothing. I ain't no conspiracy theorist, but I'm just saying history will teach you. Because this takes the power out of a centralized control of a few and puts it back into the hands of a many. See, when JFK passed the executive order 11110, that was taking the power of putting power back into the treasury. Yeah, we saw how that turned out, though. But I'm just saying, I'm just going by historical preference of what we all know what happened. That shit. See what I'm saying? So, Godspeed to them, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm just raising awareness to something that y'all should otherwise have known. You see what I'm saying? And I'm a person, I do in-depth research before I even come on any platform and start talking crazy. Real talk. Because that's I do my due diligence. That's what's necessary. And again, this is a plan for establishing a United States sovereign wealth fund. So now when they saying sovereign, they putting the sovereignty back into the people. We lost our sovereignty when America claimed bankruptcy. Anyone that cannot pay their debts at law cannot be sovereign. So for all you people who have for years and years and years and years believe that this is a sovereign country, you're out of your fucking mind. You cannot be sovereign and not pay your debts at law. You ceded your sovereignty. You gave it away because in order to be sovereign, you must be able to pay your debts at law. But this is the thing that they've been trying to keep away from the population for so long that I've been talking about for well over 8 years. When I was talking about sovereignty, you was all these agents and bots out there talking about that sovereign citizen stuff. And no, there is no sovereign citizen, nothing. Sovereignty is in the wealth of the people. The same shit that these people that have been trying to keep y'all away from for so long, for so many years. Don't go to that stuff. They're going to get you arrested and all. Now y'all seeing it come to fruition from the executive office's motherfucking self. Establishing a United States sovereign wealth fund. So miss me with all that shit. And I'm glad to be here to see it come to fruition because guess what? I said this shit years ago. But nobody was paying attention. Nobody was paying attention. Now for the new people that just got to my channel and everything, this don't include y'all. I'm talking about the ones who paid that shit no attention. Still fumbling and bumbling out there in society like anything I said didn't matter. But now it's 2025. And now look, a plan for establishing a United States sovereign wealth fund. Now again, I'm not taking nobody's side, but did y'all hear that bitch Kamala Harris talk about that shit? All she was doing was giggling. And Joe Biden, he was shitting in his pamper. You know what I'm saying? This is an individual who was close to, what is he? What Donald Trump was like 80 or something? About that, 79, 80, some shit like that. Out of bed like a motherfucker early. Getting to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no sides, but you got to give the man credit, man. You ain't heard about this until 2025. A plan for establishing the United States Sovereign Wealth Fund, which means it's going to run constructive with all other agencies. It's just stripping power of them from usurping the wealth of the American people and putting the wealth back in your pocket. See, y'all waiting on stimulus checks and all that shit. These people like, man, fuck that little pittance. See what I'm saying? This is putting the sovereignty in the control of the spending power back in the people. Come on, man. Y'all got to get that man hands down with that shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm independent, but I don't argue with common sense. Wouldn't it feel good if you woke up one morning and you knew that you knew that your debts would be covered because you were backed by a sovereign United States sovereign wealth fund? That you actually have not just credit, but you actually have a fund available to you at your discretion. Will it happen within these first few years? Well, they said we'll see within 90 days what it turns out to be. But I follow this very close because shit, at a 36 years younger me living, I ain't never heard of this. Never. All I heard was debt, inflation, depression, recession. But you can't disagree with me in this sense where you never heard of this. But you hear from it now from Lord and Light Luciferian Prince 7.7. So do your further research on it. And like I said, it was passed February 3rd, 2025. It's just yesterday. But while the masses were asleep, paying attention to the Grammys and who going to the Super Bowl, I'm still in this motherfucker office putting in that work. Simple as that. You got to grind, people. You can't be asleep. You got to understand things are going on around you don't even know. Like I said, Elon Musk and his team just got access to the United States Treasury payment history. Come on now, people. People will say what they want. But I'm telling you, it's a reason why this is taking place. In order to make a change, you must seize power to where the power is given. See what I'm saying? You must, in order to make a change. Now, a lot of people might be at a variance, but I say before you judge and before you discriminate, do your research first. Do your research. Because if Elon Musk and his team of individuals has access to it, and many states have taken them to federal court on that. See what I'm saying? But that's a legal battle that has yet come to public knowledge. But do your research and follow the story closely. Why in the world would Elon Musk want access to the treasury? And why would Donald Trump himself have a plan for establishing a United States sovereign wealth fund? Think about that. Y'all put two and two together, man. Let me know in the comment section how you feel. I'm just being honest. But hey, I'm just a messenger, but I'm also a man that loves to read. Simple as that. A plan for establishing a United States sovereign wealth fund. You ain't never heard of that in your life. But I will tell you what, I am interested in seeing how it turns out. Until then, y'all stay tuned for the next upload. I'll leave my email in the video description, and I also leave my email in the comment section. Agents, fuck you. Real talk. I missed the echo. I should have put that shit on. Peace, light, love. Y'all stay tuned. I'll see y'all soon for the next upload. See y'all later.